Hey there, today I am going to be showing you 5 of some of my family's all-time favorite casseroles. These casseroles are seriously good at any time of the year, and the best part is they are dump and go casseroles, so we're just dumping the ingredients into the casserole dish, we're baking it up, and then there you go. Dinner can't be any easier. Let's head to my kitchen and start cooking. Whenever I make this creamy chicken pasta, I never have leftovers. It is just that good. To begin, I am going to slice up an 8-ounce container of white mushrooms into thin slices. I'll set the mushrooms to the side. Into this big bowl, I'm adding in a 10-ounce can of cream of mushroom soup. Next, add in a half a cup of milk, followed by 3/4 cup of chicken broth. Now for the seasonings, about a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of pepper, a teaspoon of dried oregano, a teaspoon of onion powder, and give this a really good whisk to combine the ingredients. Now you're going to want to add in the remaining ingredients. So 1 pound of raw uncooked cubed chicken breast, 1 3/4 cup of penne pasta, and then add in the mushrooms that we sliced up earlier. Give this a really good stir. I have a large baking dish right here. I'm going to be spraying it with nonstick spray, then I'll add the casserole right in there. And you probably noticed the penne pasta is uncooked pasta. It's dry pasta, so we're going to be cooking it while it is baking in the oven. So I am going to be adding in about 1/4 cup of water right in there. This will really help cook the pasta. Cover this with aluminum foil and bake this in a preheated oven to 425 degrees. For about 40 minutes. After 40 minutes, remove this from the oven and discard the foil. Give this a little stir, and then you're going to want to add in about 1/3 cup of sour cream. Stir that sour cream in, and then you'll want to sprinkle about a cup of mozzarella cheese on the top. Bake this for an additional 10 minutes, and then you could serve it up. Here's what it looks like plated up. If you make this for dinner, you probably won't have any leftovers like us just because it is that good. I serve this alongside of a side salad, just with spring mixed tomatoes, croutons, and a little bit of dressing. Even my little toddler and infant love this meal. It is so creamy and delicious. You are going to be obsessed with this Huevos Rancheros casserole. So to begin, into this big bowl, I'm going to add about 12 eggs right in there. Add in about 3/4 cup of milk right now, followed by your seasonings, just a teaspoon of onion powder and dried oregano, then 2 teaspoons of chili powder and a teaspoon of cumin. This will give this so much flavor. Whisk this all together and break the yolks. Now over to my 9x13 baking dish. I am going to spray this with plenty of nonstick spray, just so the egg doesn't stick to the baking dish. Now go ahead and add in about a 32-ounce bag of frozen tater tots. Spread those out, but they don't need to be perfect. Pour the egg over the top, and then you are going to sprinkle everything with about a cup of shredded cheddar cheese. Bake this in a preheated oven to 350 degrees for about 40 to 50 minutes, or until the egg has set. We like to top ours with our favorite kind of like taco toppings. I topped mine with a little bit of salsa, sour cream, sliced avocado, and lime today, but top yours with anything that you enjoy. I like to make this for dinner, but you could also make this for breakfast. It is so amazing. Now we're getting started on this ham and potato casserole. To this big bowl right here, I'm adding in a 28-ounce bag of potatoes O'Brien, and if you don't know what potatoes O'Brien are, it's kind of like a frozen bag of small cubed potatoes with red and green peppers to give the potatoes extra flavor. Then I added in an 8-ounce bag of cubed ham, followed by 3/4 cup of sour cream and a can of cream of chicken soup. Next, go ahead and add in a half a cup of Colby Jack cheese, and then lastly, you'll want to add in a fourth a cup of tomato salsa. That salsa will give this just a little boost of added flavor. Give this a really good stir to combine all of the ingredients. It might not be super duper easy, but just stir it until everything's mixed together. I have a casserole dish right here. I'm going to add the casserole right in there, and then I'm going to sprinkle the top with about a half a cup more Colby Jack cheese. Bake this in a preheated oven to 350 degrees for about 40 minutes. This is another one of those casseroles that I really like making for my family for dinner, but you could also make this for breakfast or brunch if you'd like. It would go super well for breakfast or brunch, but this is really flavorful. I definitely recommend you giving this one a try. Now we're making this enchilada casserole, and this is not your average enchilada casserole at all. So to begin, I am going to be cutting up about 10 corn tortillas into kind of like smaller pieces, just like this. Now over to a large bowl, I'm adding the cut up corn tortillas right in there, along with 3 cups of cooked cubed chicken breast. Then you're going to want to add in 1 cup of Mexican style cheese, along with a half a cup of chicken broth. Then add in 1 can of diced tomatoes with green chilies. It's pretty much just a can of Rotel. Now add in a drained and rinsed can of black beans, along with a drained can of corn. For the seasonings, this will really amplify this. Add in 2 teaspoons of chili powder, 2 teaspoons of cumin, a teaspoon of salt, and a half a teaspoon of pepper. Give this a good old stir. I'll bring this over to my large 9x13 baking dish, and I'll add it right in there. Just spread it out to the best of your abilities. Of course, it doesn't have to be perfect. None of my meals really have to be perfect, let's be honest. And then sprinkle about a cup of Mexican style cheese over the top. I do want to let you know, if you want to make any of these casseroles today for more people, just double these recipes. And if you want to make them for less people, you could easily half them. But this baked in a preheated oven to 375 degrees for 15 minutes covered in foil. Then I uncovered the foil and baked it for 25 more minutes. We like to squeeze a little bit of fresh lime juice on the top of ours, and I also did top mine with a little bit of sliced avocado. This is so flavorful and good. It will really surprise you, and we like to eat this for days and days after just because it reheats so well. Now we're making this chicken Alfredo rice casserole, and I get a lot of comments, people telling me when they make chicken in the Instant Pot, it doesn't come out super flavorful and they don't love it. So I'm going to show you how I make chicken in the Instant Pot that is just super duper good. So to my Instant Pot, I added in 2 frozen chicken breasts, or you could use fresh. Then on top of the chicken, I added a half a cup of water. And then after you add in the water, you're going to want to add in your seasonings. This will help with the flavor of the chicken. Add in a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of pepper, a teaspoon of onion powder, garlic powder, and oregano. Put the lid on top, and I cook this on high pressure for about 22 minutes. And once it's finished cooking, I just shred it up. But now to work on the rest of the casserole part for this recipe. To this bowl, I added in 2.5 cups of cooked white rice. Next, add in the cooked shredded Instant Pot chicken, along with a 1.5 cups of frozen peas. Then add in 16 ounces of Alfredo sauce. I'm just using a jar, but you could make homemade Alfredo sauce if you'd like. Then I added in a half a cup of milk, a fourth a cup of sun-dried tomatoes, and then my seasonings, a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of pepper, a teaspoon of onion powder, garlic powder, and Italian seasoning. Give this a stir. After you add your casserole into a large casserole dish, spread it out and then cover the top with aluminum foil. Bake this in a preheated oven to 350 degrees for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, remove the foil and then sprinkle about a half a cup of panko breadcrumbs all over the top. Drizzle a fourth a cup of melted butter over the breadcrumbs and bake this for an additional 15 minutes. The top will be nice and golden brown in the end. This casserole has such a rich, delicious, bold flavor about it from those sun-dried tomatoes. You could also add ingredients to this casserole or subtract ingredients to really make it your own. You need to add this to your meal plan. You will be making it over and over again. If you're not a part of my newsletter group yet, you need to be. It is completely free, and right now I am giving away a free mini cookbook. It has 5 of some of my family's all-time favorite recipes in it. You could join in the link down below this video in the description box. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.